Hi everyone, it is time to do our very last picture in the middle row on this page from Magical Worlds by Johanna Basford. Now I've done this fish picture already, I did say that before in my flip through video of this book because it actually appears on the colour palette test page. I've just had a quick look and I did it in blue as I thought with pink flowers, so we're going to just do it very differently. I think I rather like orange or purple. I think I'm gonna go I don't tend to do much orange normally, so maybe I should go orange. Maybe we're doing orange. Now let's grab some colours. So I think I'm going to start with 24, which is, I think it's called Scarlet Red, but for me it's actually a very orangey colour. And for the fins, I'm going to go darker here and then fade towards the edge, and hopefully it will give a little bit of an interesting look. These are Staedtler Design Journey, by the way, just in case you haven't watched the rest of the series. And also for anyone watching, I did have a question the other day. If you want to know the brand of pencils, and I've said but you've forgotten, or you didn't hear me, or I forgot, which can happen, it is always written in the video description, as is a list of the colours that I have used. And if I have got a comparison swatch chart for the particular brand, I try to remember to put a link to that as well. So say you've got polychromos and you're trying to follow along, you will find there's a swatch chart on in my Ko-fi that you can download for free, and it will tell you which colours you can use. I think I'm just going to block this bit in, that will match quite as closely as I could find to the colours in the Staedtlers. Now some people I know don't mind, they'll just make their own matches, but some people do feel like they want the closest ones, so it's up to you if you want to use them or not. Okay, I'm now going to use this number 4, and I'm going to use it just for this little tail bit here. Yeah, I know some people like to colour exactly along, and some people prefer to just watch and then get some ideas and do their own thing. And 42, and some people, some people just watch and have a little go at copying as best they can with whatever they're colouring with. It is up to you what you do, of course, but I try and make it as easy as possible to colour along if that's your desire. I know people get a little bit frustrated when Johanna Basford does a colour along and she doesn't tell people what colour she's using because she thinks you should be doing your own thing. And as much as I can quite understand exactly what she means, that it is good for you to do it yourself sometimes and get your confidence up in picking colours yourself. If you see something that looks really good and you want to replicate it, or if you're feeling a little bit unconfident about which colour choices to make, then it's nice to have a bit of help. And it's more relaxing sometimes just to do what someone else is telling you rather than trying to think of it yourself. I do that myself sometimes. I do follow tutorials myself just so that I can learn a little bit, but also it helps me to gain some new techniques. But also, I'm just going over this again, I want it a little bit more intense. It helps me to gain new techniques and think about different colour combinations and things like that, but also it sort of, I can look at how other people do their videos and pick up hints as to what to do, whether to change up what I'm doing. I tend not to change it up really. I tend to think it's fine. What I tend to do, to be honest, is I do the video as if I'm the audience and do it in the way that I would like and just hope that works. Now I find that olives work very nicely with orange, so I'm starting with my 56 and I'm going to do all these little grassy bits with this. Yeah, I mean, maybe it's a bit presumptuous of me to assume that if it was a method that I could use, then other people would like it. But I do think that's quite the way a lot of people do it, you know, and that's why everyone does it in a different way, and I think that's really good. I'm going to do some of the leaves on the outside with this as well, and I'm pondering which ones to do. I think I'll do these. It doesn't really matter. I'm just pondering. But I am interested to know whether what's going to happen on YouTube with the banning of TikTok, and whether it's going to have a big impact on whether there'll be a bigger audience. This is 57. I'm going to do the leaves by the tail. Yes, whether it will bring more viewers across from TikTok, whether it will bring more competition with regards to creators or not, or whether I'll see any difference at all, really. I'm just quite interested by it. This looks like it might be coming out from here, so I'm going to do these in this colour. I'm sure that's probably not what's intended, but it's a good a reason as any to do this colour, as I'm being a bit dithery when it comes to colours. I'm trying to make these a little bit darker at the bottom, but it's not really showing up. My last green, I've got an itch on my hand. It's going to be this one. This is the 579, and I'm going to do all the little leaves and these leaves as well with this one. These are quite big, so I'm definitely going to try and make them a bit darker at the bottom than the top. Like that. Yeah, it'd be quite interesting, but I think there's been talk that the ban is going to be lifted, or partly stopped for a while. I don't know. I don't follow the news too much, but sometimes there's something like that. It's quite interesting in the sense that it might affect me with regards to viewers and things. I'm just interested to know whether it might increase or decrease. I really don't know. I'll find out. It might end up that the ban doesn't get held for too long, so it might make no difference. You know, obviously I'm recording this quite a long way in advance. Let me think, probably 2 weeks maybe, or a little bit more even. Let me see, this is going out on the 30th and it is the 19th. So I think quite a lot could change in that amount of time. So what I'm saying might just be irrelevant or outdated, but we'll see. It's good. I was actually talking to my husband about loads of new ideas that I had for videos, non-colouring content. I certainly do not want to stop doing this. I love it, but if I get a bit more time, I've got a few additional ideas, should we say. These two leaves, I think I am going to go to this pale colour, the 56. I just feel like I want a lighter balance just here. So yes, it was quite interesting where he was like, yeah, he had a few ideas too. He's like, you could call your channel this, you could, you know, launch it as a separate channel. I was like, yeah, I would. It's quite different, you know. And I've had other ideas in the past which I promised I was going to do and then never did because it's just time. So I know that in the future I'm likely to get a bit more time. So probably not until September maybe. I'm going to use 260 to do these. It's quite a dark colour. It's the Tuscan Red, but I think they'll stand out, and I think that's a good thing. So yeah, it's quite exciting to sort of make some plans. I had some other plans as well for things which I might be able to bring in quicker. So we'll see. It's I like running ideas around in my head, you know, different things. Now, I don't know if this is really the right shade of grey, 85 for the eye. I'm going to try it, but I usually do a cool grey, and this is a warm grey. But what I do is I put a dark bit here and a dark bit here, so at 3 o'clock and 9 o'clock, and then gently spread it down and up, but leave a little white glint. And then if you look closely, you may not see it on screen, the eye looks like it's got some shine in it, which makes our fish look a little bit healthier. I think they say when you're buying fish off a fish counter, got eyes, look at the eyes, and if the eyes are shiny, then it's fresh. It's raining. If we haven't had rain for a long time, I was going to go and do some work outside. Well, I was sort of not necessarily planning on doing it today. Now we have bubbles coming from our fish. There are lots of different ways we could approach these. We could do them in blue, which I might do. We could use a blue metallic pen, which I'm thinking about. The sparkle pen that we used yesterday. I think I'm going to do them blue. I'm just choosing a blue. I think actually this colour might work. This is 35. It is the turquoise, so I'm thinking it's quite a good seawater. I hope it matches my fish and things, but seawater, why would seawater match your fish? But what I'm going to do is add a little bit of white. I've just put my finger on top of some of the glitter, I think, over on this page. Now I think we're all right. So 85, what am I talking about? 35, sorry, we did here. And then we're going to use 8. That's where my brain's going. It's getting confused. I'm going to put a little white mark. The plan is to put it on the left hand side, but I'm struggling like that. I'm also going to put some white dots on my flowers like that, and I'm going to cover these ones on the tail because I can. There we go. And then the temptation is to put some glitter, whoops, over the top of the water, but I think I'm going to leave it. I think it might just be a little bit too much, so I think I'm not, but you can if you want. I mean, some people love their glitter, but yeah, I'm going to leave it. So there we go. So there is our fish finished. It didn't really take too long. Excuse me, I kept it quite simple. But I'm aware of the time. I need to go and do a few things quickly before it's time to Skype. And I'm suddenly very, very cold and shivery. I think since I noticed it was raining, it's made me feel cold. It doesn't make any sense. Anyway, thank you so much for watching today. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Look out for my other video later in the day, or maybe when you get up tomorrow, depending on what time zone you're in. Or maybe you're watching this late and you can go and watch it now, I don't know. But anyway, enjoy your day. Thank you so much for watching and happy colouring.